Suddenly, his sharp senses pick something up. His eyes narrow as he announces that his target has arrived. An instant later, a powerful striped beast bursts through a pile of wrecked cars. The creature is a first-rank fierce beast, an arm-blade tiger named for the sharp blade-like bones on its forelimbs. Xu Jingming stands his ground unfazed. He remarks on his good luck, pleased to have encountered a first-rank beast so soon. With a confident and eager expression, he readies his spear, declaring that this powerful opponent is the perfect test for his newly upgraded spear technique. The arm-blade tiger lets out a ferocious roar and lunges, its powerful claws ready to attack. Xu Jingming remains calm and composed, holding his spear defensively. With a graceful spin, he deflects the tiger's initial pounce, expertly parrying the beast's attack with the shaft of his spear. The force of the blow causes the tiger to recoil slightly. Xu Jingming, however, seems completely unimpressed. With a confident smirk, he mockingly asks if this is all the power a first-tier beast has, musing that it would take a Tiger King to make him use more effort. His taunt enrages the beast, declaring that he is sending it on its way. Xu Jingming goes on the offensive. He leaps forward with incredible speed, his spear becoming a blur as he lands a clean, deep strike on the tiger's shoulder, drawing blood. The beast roars in pain and fury, but Xu Jingming gives it no time to recover. Maintaining his calm, focused stance, his attack has only enraged the first-rank beast further. Its eyes begin to glow with a menacing teal light. It rises up on its hind legs, towering over Xu Jingming, and lets out a deafening roar as it prepares to unleash its full power. The arm-blade tiger brings its massive bladed paws down in a devastating swipe. Xu Jingming, showing incredible reflexes, dodges the attack and uses the momentum to swing himself around a nearby lamppost, avoiding the deadly claws and setting himself up for a powerful counterattack. Landing gracefully after his acrobatic move, Xu Jingming acknowledges the tenacity of the first-tier beast. He can see that despite its injuries, the arm-blade tiger still wants to put up a desperate struggle. Deciding to end the fight, he declares that any further resistance is futile. He begins to channel his spear technique. Lightning gale break, and a vortex of blue energy swirls around his weapon. With a powerful war cry, he unleashes the technique. His body becomes a blur as he executes a devastating spinning attack. The energy from his spear creating multiple slashing arcs of light. The attack connects, and the tiger lets out a final agonized cry as the powerful technique tears through its body. The massive beast collapses to the ground, defeated. A notification immediately appears on Xu Jingming's smartwatch, confirming the kill of a first-tier armored tiger and awarding him 14 ability points. He notes with satisfaction that the points from a first-tier beast are almost double what he gets from an unranked one. A new perspective dawns on him. He realizes that while the exam hall is a place of danger for others, for him it is a perfect treasure ground to level up. With renewed determination, he vows to harvest as many ability points as he can by hunting the most powerful beasts. Back in the audience stands, the atmosphere is tense as officials and teachers watch the live rankings. The leaderboard shows Xu Jingming is now tied for 32nd place with 328 points. An official turns to teacher Chen Fan, asking if this surprising student is from his class. Suddenly, Chen Fan is the center of attention. Other teachers praise him, marveling that only students from his class have broken into the top 50 from their school. They compliment his teaching methods. A flustered Chen Fan humbly deflects the praise, insisting it is all due to the student's own hard work. Their conversation is cut short when someone shouts and points at the screen. Xu Jingming's ranking has skyrocketed again, jumping to number 25. One official exclaims in disbelief that he somehow gained 44 points at once. Director Jiang Wenshan mentally calculates the point values, recalling that a peak unranked beast is worth 6-tier 8 points, while a low-grade first-tier beast is worth 14 to 16 points. Principal Xiao Yao continues the thought, his face pale with shock. He remembers that the kill count updates every 4 seconds, and an impossible realization begins to form in his mind. Director Jiang Wenshan completes the stunning calculation. Within a mere 4 seconds, Xu Jingming must have killed either 5 peak unranked beasts or 3 low-grade first-tier beasts. A pleased smile spreads across his face as he remarks that this kind of performance hasn't been seen in years. He turns to Principal Xiao Yao and comments that this student is a very good prospect, asking why he has never heard of him. The principal, still flustered, admits admits he has only just found out about Xu Jingming himself and says they will have to ask the boy's homeroom teacher. He immediately summons a nervous teacher, Chen Fan, telling him to explain Xu Jingping's situation to the leaders, specifically asking about his talent. Standing before the city's top education officials, a sweating Chen Fan stammers out the unbelievable truth. Xu Jingming awakened an E-grade ability, weak electricity. The principal is incredulous, asking if Chen Fan is certain he hasn't remembered incorrectly. Chen Fan insists that he is sure. He adds that he specifically advised Xu Jingming not to participate in the exam due to his low-rank ability. Director Zhang Wenshan listens with growing curiosity. He deduces that for a student with only an E-grade ability to get this far, he must have other outstanding qualities. This mystery piques his interest. He decides to wait, confidently predicting that with Xu Jing's momentum, he should soon break into the top 10. At that point, they will get a dedicated camera feed and will finally understand how he is doing this. He adds a stern warning, however, that if the student is cheating, there will be consequences. Just as he finishes speaking, both teacher Chen Fan and Principal Xiao Yao's eyes go wide with shock. A new update appears on the leaderboard. Xu Jingming has done the impossible and broken into the top 10, now at 9th place. Just below him at number 12 is his cousin, Tangi. Elsewhere in the exam hall, Tang Chi, now with cat-like ears and a tail, sits atop a defeated beast. She looks off into the distance with a knowing smile, now certain her cousin was the one who caused the destruction at the martial arts hall. The top-ranked student, Zhou Ming, also notices the new name on the leaderboard. He notes with some surprise that with 6 hours still left, a new face has squeezed into the top 10. He thinks to himself that he has never heard of Xu Jingming before. Because he is in the top 10, a dedicated camera drone is sent to follow Xu Jingming. The feed shows him effortlessly killing another first-tier beast with his spear. As the beast falls, a notification awards him another 14 points. He comments to himself that the efficiency of killing beasts is much higher in the central area. He then notices the drone and realizes he must have entered the top 10. Standing over his latest kill, Xu Jing reflects on the nature of the exam. He understands it's a test of strength and potential where better results lead to greater recognition. With this in mind, he decides he has no reason to hide his true power, declaring that breaking into the top 10 is just the beginning. Before challenging the core area, he decides to improve his strength again. He checks his system panel, which shows his spear technique is now at the advanced level, and he has 312 ability points. He notes with some disappointment that his level hasn't automatically promoted from awakened. He deduces that the only way to advance to a true ability user is by learning a specific cultivation method, which he cannot do during the exam. Since he can't increase his rank, he decides to continue improving his basic attributes. He spends some points boosting his physique by 40 and his spirit by 22. Feeling a surge of new power, he clenches his fist, ready to finally head to the core area. He soon arrives at the entrance to the core area where the danger level is highest. He is greeted by a brutal scene, a pack of 9 armored tigers devouring the corpse of a large rhino-like beast. From a safe distance, Xu Jingming observes the pack. He quickly identifies the one in the middle, which is larger and has a more powerful aura as the armored Tiger King. Far from being intimidated, he sees this as a great harvest of points waiting for him. Just as he prepares to move, he senses another presence. He calls out, telling the hidden person to come out. From behind a corner, Zhou Ming emerges. Looking impressed, he compliments Xu Jingming on his sharp perception and admits he didn't expect the mysterious student who broke into the top 10 to be him. Xu Jingming recognizes the top-ranked student and asks how Zhou Ming knew who he was. Zhou Mingyang explains that he is familiar with every strong candidate who could enter the core area. Since Xu Jinming was an unknown who rose through the ranks, he naturally deduced his identity. Zhou Mingyang then reveals he has been watching the tiger pack and prepares to draw his sword. Xu Jinping immediately becomes wary, asking if he intends to steal his monster. Zhou Ming clarifies that he has no intention of stealing the kill. He explains that the armored Tiger King is a powerful mid-grade first-tier beast, and with its pack of 9 other tigers, it's an opponent no single person can handle alone. He proposes they cooperate to take down the pack. However, Xu Jingming flatly rejects the offer with 2 simple words: no need. With a look of absolute confidence, he declares declares that he is more than enough by himself. He then takes a firm step toward the pack, showing his determination. The protagonist then calmly walks toward the tigers, preparing for the fight. The creatures notice his approach and get ready to attack the intruder. The young man notes that the horde, led by a commander, can use simple formations. The tigers then roar and organize themselves to attack our protagonist together. He climbs onto a vehicle and faces the Tiger King, which roars furiously at him. The rival decides to watch and see if the MC is actually skilled or just a total fool. The MC gets into his battle stance and an aura of power begins to surround him. He spins his weapon forcefully, preparing for the beast's imminent attack. Our hero then faces the attack of several tigers at once without backing down. With a swift movement, he manages to block one of the monster's claws with his spear. Quick and precise strikes, he defeats several beasts, accumulating skill points. The tigers' bodies fall to the ground one after another, showcasing our young man's power. However, the battle continues, and another creature lunges forward with its claws, ready to strike. The Tiger King roars in fury upon seeing its companions defeated so easily. Despite the victories, he claims that his physical strength still isn't enough to take them all on. The remaining tigers then surround him with the leader preparing for a final attack. The creature lets out a deafening roar, releasing a wave of sonic energy. The roar's power is so intense that it shatters all the windows of the surrounding buildings. In hiding, the rival suffers from the noise and covers his ears with his hands, wincing in pain. However, the protagonist is unaffected and says that this kind of intimidation doesn't scare him. He then dodges a claw strike and prepares to counterattack. Our young man comes face to face with the Tiger King, ready for the grand final showdown. With an incredible leap, he dodges a blow from the creature, soaring right over it. The beast becomes even more furious, seeing its attack so easily avoided by the kid. Still in the air, the protagonist spins his spear, preparing a powerful attack against the creature. Mighty blow, he defeats the Tiger King. He then decides to finish the tiger off, and the system notifies him that he's gained 20 skill points for the victory. Shocked, the rival can't believe what he's seeing and wonders what kind of monster the MC is. Our young man is satisfied with his haul of points and thinks about what to do next. He then decides that the more points, the better, and goes off to find the next horde of beasts. The rival runs up to him and asks how he defeated the tigers with just a spear. He replies that he's a lightning type and leaps away, leaving the other guy behind. The genius gets annoyed, thinking he's lying, and calls him rude. Looking his scoreboard, he is in shock at our protagonist's score. He's then stunned to see that the protagonist has already surpassed him and taken first place. The teachers celebrate his achievement, calling him a true genius. The principal congratulates the head of the MC's school, promising an award for the city. The principal of the third school cries tears of joy because his school is finally going to get its moment in the spotlight. 3 hours later, the rival walks through the central zone and wonders where all the beasts are. He runs into other students who tell him to ask the guy in first place. A girl explains that the MC took out all the beasts, which is why they had to team up. The rival finds this impossible, as the core zone is supposed to be crawling with monsters. She then tells him to check our hero's score on the ranking to understand the situation. Shocked, he sees that the protagonist has accumulated over 3,400 points. The girl calculates that he single-handedly took down almost 200 beasts in the core zone. With that, the genius realizes the young man planned to clear out the entire area from the start. Another student says they're heading to the deepest zone, but the rival is spooked by the danger. The purple-haired girl then invites him to join their team, and he accepts immediately. Night falls, and we see the MC sitting atop a massive pile of defeated monsters. His supplies have run out, and the exam is almost over as he eats his last ration. He thinks that to get more points, he needs to go deeper, but to do that, he has to get stronger. With that, he opens his status panel and sees he has over 2,400 points. Our hero then smiles and decides what he's going to use all his skill points on. With his enhanced power, he finally feels ready for the exam's final challenge. Meanwhile, the rivals' team begins their final push toward the center of the arena. Suddenly, a giant beast resembling a white bear with crystals appears before them. Our hero gets ready, wondering what level 2 beast they prepared for the final.